Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to the next stage in this series of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Newcomer Stage Ideas. This would be number 8, and as we talked on the last one, we talked about the Battle Royale Island for the Fortniter. This time, we're going to be diving into a very classic franchise that still has a lot of love today because the series has been rebooted, rebought back. The games have been on digital download on every single system and computer known to man. The series Doom, and I'm going to be talking today about the Mars base, which will be a stage idea for Doomslayer Doom Guy, who was a newcomer in my series. I mentioned him. The Doom series has been around since like the early 90s. It pretty much is the grandfather. It started the first-person shooter genre, and that's why I pretty much, when I talked about Doomslayer, one of the major reasons I think Doom Guy, I would suggest him and put him in my 150 original, 150 newcomer ideas, extra 50, 200 altogether, Super Smash Bros. Newcomer ideas series. That's the main reason I want to include, and it's the major reason why in this series with stage ideas for newcomers from that series, I want to talk about the Mars base, because that is the main location of pretty much most of the Doom series, if not in hell, pretty much. So it's pretty much in Mars or some sort of space area, but usually it's a Mars base. I'm just going to call it the Mars base. And like every stage before me, this series has, every stage before this one, there's 2 categories in this series. Very simplified compared to the newcomer series. How does the stage work? And music ideas. We'll get to the music later. Stage-wise, how does this stage work? And compared to a lot of my other stages, which were more transforming stages, moving stages and whatnot, this stage is more standard fare, staying in one area and having the stuff happen around you, rather than you happening around the stuff and the moving of the stage, at least. Fairly simple, but I think it's unique enough and cool enough and visually appealing enough that I think this stage could be a good stage for the Doomslayer, for Doom Guy, if he ever gets into Smash Brothers. The stage will basically take place inside the Mars base. You probably can see the outside, so you probably see all the Mars air and whatnot. Maybe the stage transforms to the point where some doors open or some part of the ceiling opens and you can see outside the base too. So it has a slightly transforming stage visual approach, not to actually change the stage, but to visually show you some more of the base and outside of the base kind of thing. So I think that would be a little, like, as the stage is going on, you'll see little windows open, gates open, you'll see, like, outside the base. It won't be a major feature, but it'll be that little touch to add a little bit of visual appeal to the stage. So it's pretty much a standard stage like this. It takes place in, like, a computer console type room. I think the layout in my mind that I visualize with the stage, it's kind of like Shadow Moses for Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Like, it'd probably be, but except instead of like multiple platforms, it basically one major platform and 2 walls on the side that probably are like ledges that you could probably jump on. It probably will be giving you somewhat of a high ground, but most of the stage will be one flat floor in, like, well, I would say like a computer console room. Like in the background, you see all these like computer screens and all this technology on this Mars base that you can see in the background as you're fighting, which is mostly going to be a flat plane level with 2 big walls on the side, so you can't really eliminate from the walls. So and it's not like the King of Fighters stage where it's like you have to break the walls. It's pretty much just you hit the walls and you can't go through them. Like, you have to hit them up and outside of the building, pretty much. Like, the building will probably be lifted up. However, you can probably break them if you really want. But I think of them more as, like, platforms rather than, like, you can't go through them completely. So you could probably send them flying off to the side, but it's mostly going to be a stage where you have to knock them upwards and out of the Mars base. Into space, basically, is how you're KOing the people. Like, so there's probably is like a ceiling above, so you're probably much breaking them through the glass ceiling kind of thing of this base. Probably, let's see if I can see, like this, kind of like this building, like right up there, kind of like this, like you're fighting like down here in this middle base and you're sending them up and they get sent out into space, and thus they're technically dying in space. So there you go. But like, it's platforms on the side, but they are platforms you can go on. It's just that you can't knock them completely left and right, and you can't break them like the King of Fighters stage. However, if you want to add that feature, that's not, you can add that if you want, just to make it a little bit easier in terms of eliminations. But as long as you have like the ceiling, like, you have enough space to send them flying upwards anyways, because they can pretty much ricochet off the walls anyways. So it's pretty much one main stage, like on the floor, with big giant platforms up here and then a big ceiling above. Computer consoles and all this stuff in the background. Standard stage stuff. How am I going to represent Doom? By the stage hazards. And I know a lot of Smash fans don't really like that, but I think this would be there's two things, actually three things, but two things I majorly want to talk about in terms of stage hazards for this. One stage hazard I want to talk about is certain demons coming out and attacking you. Portals from hell will probably open up in the stage, and either one of the demons will come out and grab a player if they're nearby, probably throw them around the stage or something, or attack them or something. Maybe their hands come out or they shoot some those demonic energy beams out of their hands and attack you, or they'll grab you and chuck you across the stage. Some of the demon portals will open, and they'll come out with the small demon head things that float around. They'll attack you, or like the small demons, nothing major, but small to medium sized demons will come out and attack you occasionally. They can be knocked out probably with one or two hits, nothing groundbreaking like a boss. Stage hazard, that comes later. I have another one of those. It's kind of funny that a lot of my stages for this series have boss stage hazards like a Metal Face, Yellow Devil, or Rathalos, because I love bosses and I love to see these major stage hazard things just tearing you apart in the stages. But yeah, that comes later. Don't worry, that's going to be the third thing I'm talking about. But yeah, the main stage hazard will be that as you're fighting in this Mars base with the computers going on in the background, number one stage hazard is portals from hell, because technically it's that's where these monsters are coming from. You're the Mars base is connected to hell, and the demon world is you go into hell and then go into Mars, and the demons are attacking you. That's basically the general gist of Doom. So the demon portal will either open, and either the monster will shoot, one of the demons will shoot stuff at you, those little energy attacks from a distance, or they'll grab you or attack you and chuck you across the stage if they grab you. Or they'll come out themselves the little floating ball heads, or the general demons. There is that one demon that's the iconic, pretty much mascot for freaking Doom. I forgot what it's specifically called, but the demon dog monster thing. That might come out and attack you a little bit too, but they won't be anything that you can't knock away pretty quickly. If they get you though, they can damage you. The second stage hazard, and it's not per se one that hurts you, but it's more of a visual approach that could mess up your gameplay, or you have to really strategize this, is the base is under attack, obviously, by these demons on Mars. These demons coming from hell attacking this base on Mars. So the base is under attack, so you hear explosions everywhere, these fire effects, these computer screens will flicker and everything. And what I majorly want to do, the lights go out. The stage will go either very dim or super dark, where you can hardly see where you're at. So you have to remember where you're at on the map to pretty much either attack your other fellow, who you're facing in Smash Brothers, or if there's demons in the room, they can attack you in the dark, and they can see you, you can't see them. Is that cheap? Yes. But it's such a cool feature, and it makes you strategize more. And I love stuff like that. I don't care if I'm getting my ass kicked by that, because it's freaking, it's just a cool feature. Is it cheap? Yes. But if you want to, like I said multiple times with these stages, play on Omega, play on Alpha, play the Final Destination, or the Battlefield level version of it, if you really don't want all the stage hazards and the cool things added into the stage. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think that'd be cool, where it pretty much, the lights will go on, the lights will go off, and you could potentially be attacked by demons if they are in the room, and the demons come through portals in hell and attack you. That's the main two stage hazards. However, I wanted to represent this because I love adding the bosses in it. If the battle, and this isn't just randomly if you reach a certain location, like in the Raccoon City level I mentioned for Leon and Jill, where if Nemesis or Mr. X will attack you when you get to the Raccoon City Police Department in that transformation level, or as in depth as Risky Boots on the Shantae level or something like this, where it just happens at some point. This only is triggered, and this is only set up if the battle goes on long enough that there's no clear-cut winner after maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Especially if you're on a time battle, or if you're stock and you're still going in and the battle goes on forever. Eventually, a big portal from hell will come out, and what comes out of it is the Spider Demon, which is the final boss in both the original Doom game as well as the 2016 remake. This demonic demon spider thing it's like that Porky thing from Mother 3, like that, but more demonic, evil looking and big. It will come out on the stage and it will attack every player in the vicinity, and either you use that to your advantage to eliminate your opponents, or you work together and beat it, and it'll be a boss like the Rathalos, like Metal Face, like the Yellow Devil, like this big stage hazard things like that. One thing from the Mother level, that bird guy, like an actual stage hazard boss, and a pretty major one at that. This is the biggest one I think I have because it will probably cover up most of the stage, so you really won't have a lot of room. And that's the reason why you probably want to work together to beat it and get rid of it and kill the spider demon. And that's it. And that's my level. I think that works out quite well, actually. And I think it's a nice visual approach. It represents the final boss. It represents the various demons from it. It adds like that little gimmick with the lights going off and not being able to know where you're at. And it has the visual approach of like the demons from Hell Gate portal things and the Mars base being all technological and futuristic. And I think it'd be kind of a cool level. As for the music in the level, I picked 10 songs. I don't know if the devs from Doom would be super willing to add music to it. I'd be giving them a lot of credit. I throw them into the same boat as Ed Boon, who I think would be very stingy with it. I don't think they'd be as stingy as Square Enix is with Final Fantasy, but I think they wouldn't be as open as SNK did with Terry Bogard adding 50 songs, or as open as Capcom is what they do with Street Fighter and Mega Man, and me giving multiple songs for Resident Evil and whatnot. I picked 10 songs. Could we see less than that? Yeah, if Doomslayer ever got on Smash, his stage probably might even have less. His stage might even have more, because the devs are actually are on good terms with Nintendo, and Sakurai might be able to willingly work out a deal where for 12 to 15, 20 some odd songs from Doom. But I picked 10 because I think the devs, being realistic, might not want to allow too much of their music into Smash Brothers, and also, just like I mentioned with Resident Evil, it's more atmospheric and stuff, and I know there's a lot of great music in Doom, but it's a lot of it does sound samey, and a lot of it isn't super energetic. Sometimes it's just more is the atmospheric music. So it's a blend of the more energetic Doom music with the atmospheric Doom music and iconic Doom music. So it's a small bundle of everything you could pretty much ask for, and I balance it out between the series, the older series, as well as some of the newer games. As well as the newer game. I haven't put any of Doom Eternal music in there, although likely if Doom ever got into Smash Brothers, Doom Eternal probably would be getting at least some songs in there, so you could probably add some Doom Eternal songs in here yet. But due to the fact that it's not released yet, I didn't want to pick any music from it. Even though I did the same, I did that with Shantae and the Seven Sirens. Or whatever, just add 2 to 3 songs onto my and make it 13, and you could add some Doom Eternal music, and there you go. But the 10 songs I picked 3 songs from the original Doom, at Doom's Gate, which is the main theme of the series, E1, M1, which is basically means what level it is in the game. Doom 1 at Doom's Gate, it's the iconic Doom music. E3, M1 Untitled from Doom 1, which is, I'm trying to remember, I think map, M means map and E means episode or something. So it's detailing what level in the game it is. E3, M3 deep into the code from Doom 1, which is one of the later levels, very, very atmospheric and very could fit the monsters and demons attacking you in the level. From Doom 2, the only song I picked from it was Countdown to Death. I didn't really like too much of the Doom 2 music, so I only picked that because it's one of the best songs in the game. Doom 3, I represented one song with Cyber Death. Doom 3 had some pretty good music, so I probably could have added more to it, but I think Cyber Death is the definitive song I would probably have picked from it. Doom 64, I wanted to represent Endgame, which is the end of the game, and also Doom 64 represents it on Nintendo too, so even though Doom 1 was on Nintendo, but I'm just saying Doom 64 is the big one on Nintendo, really. A really good N64 game. I wanted to represent that. That was a good song. And I put 4 songs from Doom's 2016, the remake, at Doom's Gate. So we have the OG at Doom's Gate, as well as the remastered, remade at Doom's Gate. Really good song. Welcome to Hell, Hell on Mars, and Know Your Enemy. All good definitive music from such a great remake, a new Doom game, and I think it was pretty good. And that is what I pick for Doom! For Smash Brothers, these 10 songs. Out of these 10 songs, what do you guys like? What songs am I missing? What songs should be added to the spec? What Doom songs would you want to see added to a stage from Doom if Doomslayer, Doom Guy ever got into Smash Brothers? Put in the comment section below. Look at this list. Hope you guys liked it. My name is Sniping is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. And when we come back for this was what, 7 or 8? This was 8. I think this was number 8, like I mentioned. Yeah. Number 9, when I come back for number 9, we are going to be traveling back to the world of Nintendo to the world of Fire Emblem, and I'm going to be doing Fodlan Fields for any of the 4 characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. See you all next time.